How's it going, my friends? How you doing? Well, my friend, my colleague, my acquaintance, colleague through CBA FTP asked if there was any particular solfeggio music that I listen to every day. And anyway, it's been a while, Izzy, so this one's for you. Solfeggio frequencies. Does anyone know who that is? Does anyone know what that is? Raise your hand. Solfeggio frequencies are tones, and sometimes built into music. They can be built into bioacoustics, binaural tunes, and other sorts of music to not only influence but invoke certain feelings. So this video is going to be about that. It's going to be about what Solfeggio tunes do, what they are, and I'm going to explain what that is. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about music from the sense of how that influences us depending on what it is. Let's do this. Solfeggio tones are great. And what are they exactly? They are frequencies that come in the form of music, and they can help, and they're known to invoke certain feelings. But they're not only that, they are known to be helpful when it comes to healing, physical and mental well-being. Really? Sound can do that? Yes. Sound can promote healing from mental and physical points of view, beings, well-being. So what does that mean to you? Let's try and define what that should mean to you. Here's what that should mean to you. That going to the local pharmacy and having that prescription filled for you probably isn't working anymore, is it? And it might be time to look at some alternatives. And if you've been struggling with that, if you've been struggling on the emotional, the physical, and the mental part, the psychological part of who you are, this might be for you. In my dark days, when I hit rock bottom, I hit rock bottom back in 2018 after I separated from my ex-wife. And why is this part of my story? Well, this was music. These were frequencies. These were tones that helped me write they were supplementary. They helped me write my everyday. So what does that mean? When you listen to this from an acoustic and auditory level, what they do is they communicate with every cell in your body. And when that happens, depending on what frequency is, it helps raise the frequency of your body and your auric field. It helps raise the frequency of different organs in your system. And not only that, it's believed that it helps to increase certain levels of hormones and shifts within you. That's cool. So when you think about solfeggio, it depends on what you want to do. It depends on what you want to do to yourself. And I'm talking about that. What do you want to heal? What are you looking to do? It depends on your mood. It depends on how you are. If you are looking to get out of feeling a certain way, it is going to help you go through those feelings. It is going to help, depending on what the frequency is, it is going to help you. It's going to help bring those feelings, bring those emotions to the forefront. They will invoke certain thoughts as well, and when they come up, they can come up looking like anger. They can come up looking like sadness. They can come up looking like fear. They can be really loving. So those are the types of things that you can look forward to when you do this. Now, solfeggio frequencies, they have a range. They typically range from the 100s up to the just under the 1,000 hertz range. Now, what does that mean? Well, every organ and every part on your spine, every part of your auric field doesn't radiate, but it operates at a certain frequency in order to complete the system of your body and your energy and your life force. So when you look at this, every little part of your body, like every little organ, is a system that runs. So it's like a micro system that runs the entire macro system, which is your body and your energy field and everything that all encompassing. Where do I want to go with this? Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you start at the lower frequencies like 174 hertz, it typically starts you at a really low level where you are going to be, where it's going to invoke a feeling of maybe fear, but maybe some deep down sadness that you've got going on within your body. And that's good, because what it'll do is it'll bring it to the surface for healing. What does bringing to the surface mean, Jesse? It means that you are going to feel certain feelings that are going to be present in your body, and you're going to feel your body, and your body is going to be feeling a certain way. And whatever way that is, feel it through. What do you mean by feeling through? Let the emotion happen. Let it happen. And let it out. If it means that you've got to scream or yell, let that out. Ah! Just do that. You didn't expect me to do that, did you? If it means that you've got to cry, yes. I'm talking to you men too. Some of you guys have to do that more often. What this does is a release. It is a dissolving of sorts. It is letting go. So when you do let go of these things, you start to forgive whatever made those things stick inside your body. And typically it's you that made them stick inside your body, but how they happened, why they stayed, that's the whole process. That's it right there. So they range from 174, 285, 396, 432, 528, 639, 741, 825, 963. Now you'll notice that 396 and 639 and 963 are all Tesla numbers. And you'll also notice that each one of them is responsible, and they correspond depending on where they are in the hierarchy of tones and what they deal with. If we start at the low 100s, we're starting below fear. If we're in the 200s, we're getting up towards courage, where you're developing the courage. You're feeling the courage to do things. If we're up into the 300s, we're looking at even more healing, solidarity. 400s is a level of healing that really gets down to the emotional level. 5 is love. The 500s, 528 hertz. 639 is all about harmony and all about relationship harmony, especially with your body, that connection. 741 is more of the creativity. It invokes the creativity. It invokes the looking at the patterns, just looking at things. But it's not thinking. It's more feeling. 825 is divine. That's more of a. It's a lovely frequency that deals with synchronicities, connections. And 963 is a really good one. It's good for oneness. And oneness is all about bringing harmony into your body, into connecting your mind with your soul and your body. Why is that important to you? Think of all the things that you listen to in the run of a day. And I'm talking about music. As soon as you get up in the morning, you might be, I hope you're carving out that hour for yourself. But after that, you're getting ready for work. You're jumping in your car, you're listening to the radio station on the way to work. Music Think back to the 90s. Think back to the 80s. Think back to some of the music that you would have listened to. Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers. As I suggest that music, what does that do? How does that feel in your body? Wow, man, those were back in days when I was in high school. Those were back in the days when I was in university and I was doing this and I was diddling here and I was diddly-do over here and I was partying and, oh man, those were good times. Dave Matthews Band. So every song, the music that you listen to, invokes emotions and thoughts in your body. They all resonate at frequency. In case you hadn't noticed, everything in this world, everything in the universe runs on frequency. Everything is frequency. Water, another frequency. We've already talked about that twice. We could talk about that more in the future. Why I'm suggesting music, it's because I want you to think about the music that you listen to on a daily, and that includes the stuff on social media. If it is inducing different feelings within your body that are not so friendly, they don't feel so good, do you have the ability within yourself to shut it off instead of listening to the whole song, instead of listening to the whole video, and to switch it out? If it doesn't feel good to you, why do you allow that? Why do you allow yourself to be second priority over something like this? I used to do that. That was something that I would allow. Now I find myself observing what I'm listening to, and I either shut it off, I asked for it to be changed, or I leave that area. And if I can't leave that area, Jesse, what if I can't leave that area? You have the ability to decide what you're going to do. You decide what you're going to do there. You make the decisions. You are in charge. This belongs to me, but yours belongs to you. And you get to decide you get to decide what your body needs, what it wants. So when it comes to music, if you are listening to music that is playing at a frequency that is lower or invokes certain sadness and feelings within your body, that means that there is a frequency within that music that is not in check, that is not helping you do very good, that is lowering the frequency within your body, your organs, your auric field. See, this is why it's important. This is why it's so important to nurture this body and this auric field, this life force. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but everything in your environment is communicating with you. And we've got all these signals and all these things that happen that affect this. So you must decide what is best for you. Not anyone else. Nobody else but you. This is for you. So, I'm not going to get into the disasters of some of the music that's out there already, especially playing in the mainstream. What I will say is discernment. It means knowing what feels good to you as you listen to it, playing. There are songs that I can suggest, like, let's just put that one out there, Californication, that invokes certain feelings in your body. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Love Roller Coaster. Where were you when these songs were playing? I don't know. I don't know these songs. Some of you do. I know where I was, and I can think about what I was thinking around those times that I was listening to those tunes. See, that's just how fascinating sound and music and tones and memory is. Your body keeps score. It knows exactly what it likes and what isn't so great for it. So choose wisely. And lastly, if you would like to know more about what I am so passionately telling you about, which is this sort of resonance, tones, binaural beats, you can look no further than Spotify or YouTube for that, but you can look even further because some musical instruments are beautifully tuned to healing frequencies and not 440. And that conversation is for another time. And you might say that Spotify or YouTube has been, I'll use another word for tainted. We'll use a word like scripted. It is masked. Well, here's what I know about that sort of frequency too. If your auric field and your frequency is such that you are positive and you can maintain that, then your body has the ability to transmute, that's right, that's a big word, transmute types of frequencies that might feel and might be programmed to be off. Okay? That in itself is another conversation for another time as well. But what I want to leave you with is start listening to these tones and tell me how you feel about them. And if they invoke certain feelings inside of your body, I'd like to know about that too. I'd like to know about in particular what that is. And talk about different song titles and things too. I love hearing about those things. How you were back in 1986 and what you listened to. Or back in 2002 when, let's step back into the 95s and 96s. Nirvana, Everclear, Green Day. There's even more bands. When those genres of music came out, what were you doing? How did it affect you? What were you feeling? What were you doing? Music, tones, solfeggio, it's so important to listen to something that is best benefit to your body. And when it's not, turn it off. And I'll leave it there for today. Take care. Have fun. Let's do this.